Hey guys, so last week I posted a video and I had mentioned about having some setbacks and struggles and I talked to you guys about that I'm starting this new chapter and I wanted to give you a little bit of information behind what that meant. So last year in May, I had gone to the emergency room, having really bad stomach pains and just not being able to have a bowel movement for days. And hopefully that isn't TMI. But anyway, went to the emergency room and was instantly admitted in, and I had to have emergency surgery done on my colon. I had a freak thing happen where my colon twisted, and basically part of it had adhered to my abdominal wall. And basically, like if you grab a snake by the head and the tail just starts twisting around, that's basically what happened to my colon. And when I say freak, I mean it. The doctor that had done the surgery, he has been doing internal surgeries for 40 years, and he said I'm the second person in his entire career that he's ever seen this happen to. On the technical side of it, it was called a sigmoid volvulus. Um, Unfortunately, part of my colon after the where it was twisted had swelled up so severely that they ultimately had to remove a part of my colon, a little over a foot of my colon, and they put in a colostomy, a divertive colostomy. I had this colostomy for about 6 months, and subsequent, I had to be down almost no activity for a couple months in recovery there. Was able to get up, but still on very limited, restricted activity. And if you anybody who knows me, they know that I don't sit still well. So this was a tough hit. And then so that was in May, and then the end of September, I was given a clean bill of health. I had a colonoscopy, and the doctor said everything has healed well, and if I wanted, I could have the colostomy reversed. Because of my lifestyle and just because of my mentality, honestly, the colostomy was a very big um, self-esteem thing for me, having it and just honestly, I felt very much unattractive because of that. It was so much more than my wheelchair, which was already kind of a self-esteem hit. And I've been able to get over that for the most part. It was a struggle, but I was able to look past it. Anyway, so I had the colostomy reversed. Everything, again, now surgery. I had to go through another stretch of downtime and healing and inactivity. And with all of this stretch, my body deteriorated quite a bit. And so I'm now on this path to get back physically, healthy again and strong again, and being able to hand cycle and do the things, that I used to. Um, and I wanted to share another piece of advice that was given to me. I had another stretch, so this isn't my first rodeo, so to speak. Had another long, about 6 month stretch in the hospital, and during this time, I reached out to a friend of mine, a really good friend and mentor, and I said, I'm just at this point where I don't believe my own bullshit. I can't talk myself up and out of this. I can't dig myself out of this dark spot. And he surprised me so much because he was the first person to say to me, "This is a shit day, and just let it be a shit day." Everyone else is coming into the hospital and saying, "Oh, you're doing so well and you're healing and you'll be out soon and you'll be back to normal," and all of this. And I wasn't believing it. I wasn't believing my own internal thoughts of, trying to talk myself into a better day. And he said, "Just let it be a bad day." And I was astounded. I was like, okay. And so I took his advice. And ultimately, this was one of the greatest things because I allowed myself to be in a bad mood. I allowed myself to be in a bad place for a moment. With that, the caveat was that you can't let yourself stay in that mode, in that bad spot. You can allow yourself a minute, but then it's time to get back to it. And that's where I am right now. And so I hope you guys are getting something from this, and you can follow along and relate. I'm sure there's moments in your life where you felt similar, and again, I want you to know that you're not alone. Here I am in the midst of it, and I'm doing my best to grab myself by my bootstraps and get back to things, get back to what I enjoy, what I know is my norm. I love you guys all. Thank you so much for following. Spread this to anyone you think might need this, might need to hear this, and hopefully they can join along in this journey as well. Thanks again. I'll see you on the next one.